Well, believe it or not, we're now less than a month away from the start of the World Junior Hockey Championships taking place in Ottawa this year. And today we have the preliminary rosters for both Team Canada and Team USA. For the Canadian roster, there are 30 players being invited from the Canadian Hockey League, and 16 are from the OHL. So over half of the invites are from the Ontario Hockey League, and the OHL having a big year. We've got at least 7 players that could go in the first round of the NHL draft. And now a big portion of this roster could also be from the Ontario Hockey League. So let's break it down. 2 goaltenders have been invited from the OHL, including Carter George and Jack Ivankovic, both of the Owen Sound Attack and Brampton Steelheads. 2 solid goaltenders right there being invited. So we could have 2 OHL goalies representing Team Canada at the upcoming World Juniors. On the blue line, Bo Akey of the Barrie Colts getting an invite, along with Cam Allen of the Guelph Storm. We have Oliver Bonk and Sam Dickinson, both from the London Knights, Andrew Gibson of the Sioux Greyhounds, and Matthew Schaefer of the Erie Otters. And right there, a solid defensive group coming over from the OHL. Of course, they have to earn their spot on the Team Canada roster, but right there, some really good talent potentially joining Team Canada from the OHL. And then when you look at the forwards, Cole Bodwin of the Barrie Colts getting an invite, which is pretty exciting. So 2 Barrie Colt players, along with Denver Barkey of the London Knights, Easton Cowan of London also getting an invite. Of course, right now he's dealing with a lower body injury. He didn't play any of the games over the weekend on the Eastern road trip, but I'm sure for Easton Cowan, he'll be pretty excited to try out to see if he can make Team Canada's lineup. We also have Jet Luchenko of the Guelph Storm, Porter Martone of the Brampton Steelheads, Luca Pinelli of the Ottawa 67s getting an invite, along with Callum Ritchie of the Oshawa Generals. Now, there's a couple of players that stand out that didn't get an invite, including Beckett Seneca of the Oshawa Generals and Michael Misa of the Saginaw Spirit, especially with Misa, considering that Porter Martone and Matthew Schaefer both eligible for the upcoming 2025 NHL draft. You would think that Michael Misa would have also gotten an invitation, as he was granted exceptional status. He has been scoring at will in the Ontario Hockey League this season, unless they view his offense as a liability. Not sure there, but still a bit of a surprise. Then, of course, Beckett Seneca, drafted 3rd overall by the Anaheim Ducks back in June, not getting an invite. He just had a 6-point game against the Kingston Frontenacs yesterday, 4 goals, 2 assists. So I know that there's a lot of talent on this invitation list, and not all of them are going to make it. That just goes to show the depth of Team Canada at the World Juniors tournament. But still, surprised that we're not seeing Seneca or Misa being invited for the World Juniors. Now, on Team USA, there's a few OHLers who've been given an invite. Not as many as Team Canada. They usually try to stick with the U.S. National Development Program. And going through the list, Joey Willis of the Saginaw Spirit and AJ Spellacy of the Windsor Spitfires both getting an invitation, along with Kerry Torrance of the Erie Otters. So Willis, Spellacy, Torrance, solid forwards being invited from the Ontario Hockey League. And then for Barrie Colt fans, Sam Hillebrand getting an invitation for goaltender. And of course, Hillebrand was the 3rd goaltender last year when Team USA won the gold medal. So it'll be interesting to see if Hillebrand will get a little more ice time. I know Trey Augustine is one of the favorites out of the goaltenders at the World Juniors, so he'll probably get the starting role for Team USA, but it'd be nice to see Hillebrand maybe even get the backup position this time around for Team USA. So the tournament gets underway Boxing Day in Ottawa, and we'll be following along to see who in fact makes the rosters for the World Juniors. Still waiting for a few other teams to announce their preliminary rosters, but once we find that out, I'll post that here on the channel. Now, another news item I just wanted to touch on here is the city of Peterborough. The news broke over the weekend that an unknown business wants to put their name on the front of the Peterborough Memorial Centre. And I know this has riled up a few Pete's fans because they view the Memorial Centre as a war memorial. That's why it's got memorial in its name. And we don't know any of the specifics about how long this deal could be, what the revenue would be for the city. But you have to look at it as a business for these cities. They need to make revenue or they're going to raise taxes. So, of course, this could offset that in the city of Peterborough. But they haven't said if this is something for sure going to move forward. They're going to talk about it in general committee tonight. And then it would have to go on to city council for final approval. But it is interesting that we have someone approaching Peterborough about potentially putting their business name on the front of the arena. And there are some big businesses located in the city of Peterborough. You've got Quaker, you've got Coca-Cola. So those are some major companies located in the city of Peterborough. But right now, we don't know anything outside of the fact that a business has approached the city of Peterborough to put their branding on the arena. Now, the other thing that is interesting when you think about the Peterborough Memorial Centre, it is an arena that needs to be probably replaced sooner than rather than later. And it's been a topic of discussion for the last few years that the city wants to build a new arena, preferably downtown. And in a recent article in the Peterborough Examiner is that Mayor Jeff Leal would like to see plans in place for a brand new arena by the end of his term, which would be 2026. So there's still a lot to be done. They've done preliminary reviews and they've had some site designs. So downtown is the preferred site for a brand new arena for Peterborough, but still nothing set in stone. But council, they've expressed interest in building a new arena. They might need some private public partnerships to get this done. But they are looking to the city of Brantford as inspiration because Brantford, in 18 months, were able to approve a plan to build a new facility because, of course, Brantford looking to build a new 5,000-seat arena located right next to the Brantford Civic Center. And that just goes to show when a city council wants to get something done, they find ways to do it. And Peterborough right now wanting to follow suit. Plus, you've got Sudbury building a new arena. Those plans, of course, have taken a few years. They're using the municipal accommodation tax to help cover some of those expenses. So maybe that's an area Peterborough will look to cover some of the costs. So the Petes, they do need a new home. It's long overdue. I know I personally like the PMC because of the characteristics that are very unique, like the square corners. But when you compare it to the other arenas in the OHL, it kind of lacks certain amenities. And they did a renovation back in 2003. So it seems as though it's reaching that point where they need to do a little something else to keep this arena going. They also just replaced the floor a couple seasons ago. Remember, the Petes started the regular season with a pretty lengthy road trip. So there's a lot of cost to maintain the current Peterborough Memorial Centre. So we'll see what happens here. If they do get a company that wants to put their brand on the arena, does City Council go that route? Or does this push them in a direction of building a new arena, and maybe they'll get corporate sponsorship to help move that forward? So still a lot on the table and still a lot of things that need to be figured out when it comes to a new rink in the city of Peterborough. So I just want to do a quick news video on this. It's exciting seeing the rosters for Team Canada and Team USA and talking arenas in the city of Peterborough. So again, thank you very much for your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Talk to you again soon.